My name is Marsalek, and I am the practitioner of the day, and I will be doing a pre-service meditation, and we welcome you wherever and whenever you are. And today we are having a guided meditation about becoming relaxed, grounded, and your authentic self. Our theme for today is holy boldness or holy audacity, and let's get grounded first so that we can fire ourselves up. But let's right now get ourselves centered, sit comfortably in your chair, and close your eyes or lower your gaze, whichever is more comfortable for you. Allow any thoughts and tensions of this day fall away. Feel the muscles of your body relax as you let go of physical tension, especially the muscles of the jaw and the eyes, and any other areas that you notice are more tense than others, like your shoulders. And feel each muscle relax as you let go of tension there. Now focus on your breath as you breathe in and out. So let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths. And allow your breathing to flow smoothly. Breathing in from infinity and out to infinity. Keeping your awareness on the breath as you become one with the flow of life. At one with your being as you breathe in from infinity and out to infinity. And as you do so, become aware of that place of peace within. The place where you are most yourself. The center of your being. This is the real you. This is the real you, beyond the thoughts, dramas, and identification of the mind. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not the roles you play. You are a center of pure awareness, a center of pure being. Journey to this center and allow yourself to become more and more present there. As you breathe in from infinity and out to infinity. Keep your attention on the experience of being, of just being, and be more deeply. So just sink into that. Keep your attention on the experience of being. Now imagine that in this center of being, you are light. And allow that light to grow and expand with your being as you become more and more present. Breathing in from infinity and out to infinity. Now become your infinite self. Feel the light and peace of this being.
Do not record
Allow
to
the light to
Facebook
flow
or
through
go
your
live on
entire
Facebook
body,
because there's an access code for that. I didn't get.
bathing every organ, every muscle, every cell, aligning your body to its true identity. Allow the light to expand outwards around your body as if you are glowing. As you breathe in from infinity and out to infinity. Now feel the roots of your physical being going deep into the earth, touching all living things with your light, and realize how you are connected with the earth. Give thanks for the life you have and the opportunity to be in physical form, which teaches you the wisdom of authentic living. Celebrate your true self, breathing in from infinity and out to infinity. As you stay present in your center, experience your light radiating out towards and through your locality, wherever you are. Outwards through your city or town, or your county, or your state. Outwards across your country. Feel that light flow outward across the world and across time and space. Feel your connection with all things. You are an infinite self. When you are ready, come back to your physical body in the present moment. Come back slowly, keeping your attention on your breath, feeling yourself slowly and fully present in your body. And slowly open your eyes. Feeling fully grounded and centered and ready to greet the rest of the day with greater presence, greater authenticity, greater boldness, greater peace, greater compassion, and greater gratitude for life. Remember that you can always come back in your mind to the thoughts and feelings that this meditation has brought to you. And you can always come back to this and keep these feelings, thoughts, images, whatever has occurred to you within your heart. We feel full of gratitude for this opportunity to meditate, to listen to our higher self, to go deeper, to touch our authenticity, our greater boldness, so that we can go forth and share our light with the world. Namaste.
I like the way you paper towels on my nose. Uh-oh. Too fast. It's early, isn't it? I'm done. Remember, if you want
Okay.
I don't have to leave him.
You can hear me?
I didn't say such inappropriate things now, but I will. What was it? It might have to go place. But they can't see me, right?
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore community. Let us open our celebration by ringing the bowl, which will be followed by our invocation song by today's guest musician, Deborah Chamberlain, and invocation by Marianne Marsalek, our practitioner of the day.
Whoa, 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 oh, oh. This fire in my belly grows stronger by the day, an ever-burning hunger that does not go away, to know the life I was born to live and use the gifts I am meant to give. 'Cause I am a child of the fire. I was born of my soul's desire. Love and only love is what I am made of, and only love can inspire this child of the fire. Whoa, 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 whoa. When temptation comes and it's knocking on your door, and you have forgotten what your heart is beating for, feel the blood coursing through your veins until you feel the pulse of life again. 'Cause you are a child of the fire. You are born of your soul's desire. Love and only love is what you are child of the fire. Whoa, 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 whoa. The eternal flame knows every name. It burns there in your heart. As we pray from the fire of love, our blessings will impart. 'Cause we are the children of the fire. We are born of one heart's desire. Love and only love is what we're all made of. And only love can inspire these children of the fire. Children of the fire. You are a child of the fire. Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you.
Thank you, Deb. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Ah, so inspiring. This is what I know. I know that we are children of the fire, the children of light, the children of love. And I know that the presence of God is with us right here now, the eternal flame that lights us all, that lights this community. And I feel so grateful to know this, to declare it, to know that we are here to celebrate, to light each other's fire, to know who and what we are, just to be one with the one and with each other. So I am just so grateful to have the wonderful musician, Deb Chamberlain. We are getting ourselves ready, opening up our hearts for our speaker, Reverend Toni LaMotta. I am so grateful for everyone who made this service possible, for our host, Jerice, for Robin and Harry, who helped producing, for everyone present, either now at this moment or whenever. So we are all united with one heart, full of the fire, the light of spirit. So we carry this light and we help to fan the flames of love, of compassion, of joy, of boldness and authenticity right here and now and throughout our week. So I, with great gratitude, to know this, to know that we embody all of this and we are ready to go out and light the world, to fire up the world, to work for a world that works for everyone. So I'm so grateful to know this, to declare it, to know it is being made manifest right here and now. So knowing all this, I am releasing this prayer to the law, and so it is.
Thank you so much, Deb and Marianne. We are so glad to have you with us. I'll share a little bit more about Deb a little bit later in our service. But for now, I want to welcome all of you to the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore's virtual service. Thank you for joining us here from wherever and whenever you are. I am your host, Jerice Pappas, and our speaker and practitioner for today, who led the pre-service meditation and invocation, is our very own Marianne Marsalek. Our musician today is the beautiful Deb Chamberlain. Thank you so very much for your service. So at Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore, every Sunday is Bring a Friend and Family Member Sunday, and we invite you to bring a friend and family member as we spread Greater Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore's love, light, and joy. All are welcome here. We would love to have you and all of your friends and family hang out with us. So now I invite you to read along with me as I read our sacred covenant and our community prayer. First, our covenant. Are we able to pop that up on the screen? All right, so what I'll say is let's do a call and response and repeat after me. This is what we know. The circle of divine love is complete. It comprehends all, includes all, and binds all together with everlasting unity. We are forever held in love's presence and care. Divine love is complete as me. I am the divine love that I am. And now our community prayer. There is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life, that is good, that is God. I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore community. I know that the highest purpose of CSL Greater Baltimore, I know that the highest purpose of Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore is a revelation of God as divine love. As I now accept the highest expression of the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore into my life, I know that it is revealed in a way that glorifies God and serves the highest and greatest good for all who are touched by this presence. I am grateful. God is gracious. Amen. Ashe. And so it is. So now we are pleased to have a musical selection from our guest musician today, Deb Chamberlain. I would like to share a little bit about Deb for a moment. So Deb has been writing songs and playing music for over 13 years for Sunday services at New Thought Spiritual Centers in Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and Toronto. She's a singer and songwriter who has released 5 CDs of original songs, all produced by her husband and music partner, Robert Wynn. 3 of her songs have been awarded honorable mentions at the annual Posey Awards. Hope I'm saying that correctly, Deb. Deb has been a songwriting coach and top vocal coach in New York City and the Philadelphia area for over 35 years. She is the founder of the Awakened Artist Courses, Coaching, and Community, supporting others to master their creative process in their art and in their lives. Formerly a music theater major in college, a showgirl with Ringing Brothers Circus, and a co-founder of a teen nonprofit for 9 years that gave young people a platform to make a difference through creative expression. Deb lives in southern New Jersey with her husband and adult daughter. You can read more about Deb or purchase her music at debchamberlain.com. We are so pleased and blessed to have you with us today, Deb.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here, and thank goodness for Zoom so that I can pop in and join your community. So if you're watching from home, I would love you to sing along this beautiful song, Wonderful World. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed days and the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky. They're also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I will ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Thank you all.
Deb, that was like a massage to my heart.
Great.
Thank you so very much. How gorgeous. Now I would like to welcome back Mary Ann Marsalek for our reading and spiritual practice.
Thank you. For our spiritual practice, I'm going to read from a passage from Blessings written by Julia Cameron. And it starts with a quote by Eudora Welty. A sheltered life can be a daring life as well. For all serious daring starts from within. And I'm going to read this passage because it seemed to resonate with me as we are going to hear a talk about lighting ourselves up, to be daring, to be our authentic self, while we are being bold and true to ourselves. So the passage is called, "The universe gifts me with courage in all things. I cherish my own courage. I salute myself for the brave action I undertake in my life. I focus with clarity and appreciation on the choices I have made, which have required courage and self-determination. I applaud myself for my strength and my daring. Rather than belittle myself for my fears, I choose to honor myself for the bravery with which I have often walked through my fears. I count back in specific ways and enumerate for myself examples of my own courage. The new friendships I have undertaken, the steadiness I have shown in a difficult job, the honesty I have displayed in opening a difficult conversation. I honor myself for my big-heartedness in the face of challenges for which I could have, but did not shrink from. My courage brings blessings to my life. My courage blesses the lives of others." So now we are going to contemplate these words for a minute or so. So if you would just close your eyes, lower your gaze, just relax, drop your shoulders, and contemplate, think upon these words of this passage and how it affects you and your life. now I ask you to just come back softly into the room and just think upon any thoughts or insights that you might have received when hearing this passage. And also, I encourage you to follow the message of this passage and see within the courage that we all have displayed during difficult times and challenges, and give ourselves the credit for this courage and build upon this courage so that we can step out boldly now and in the future. So I am so grateful to have these insights and know for everyone that we can hold them in our hearts and love ourselves unconditionally. So I release this knowing it is done, and so it is.
Thank you so much, Marianne. What a beautiful reminder about the courage and the fire of our passion arises and begins within us. I'm left with thoughts of stoking that fire within me going forward. So now it is my great pleasure to call forward our Reverend Dr. Toni LaMotta. We are so grateful to have her wisdom and have her be our speaker again today. So welcome back. Dr. Toni, Reverend Toni, I should say, is a provocative, inspiring international speaker. She's a #1 best-selling author, master teacher, highly regarded life coach, and supporter of authors. She has a vision of changing the way the world views midlife and aging to help people become more authentic selves and make progress on their spiritual journeys. Her latest work stresses aging gracefully, consciously approaching the aging process and overcoming the fear of death. She's the founding and senior minister of the Sarasota Celebration Center and the Community Center for Spiritual Living, and is currently the president of the Conscious Aging Connection, as well as the education coordinator for Integral Christian Network. She holds a doctorate in religious studies, as well as a Doctor of Divinity degree and 3 masters in pastoral ministry, adult education, and mathematics. So welcome back, Dr. Toni.
Thanks so much, Therese. Many years ago, I was involved in the charismatic movement in the Catholic Church. And I was living at that time in what was called a house of prayer. And we were asked to do this major renewal at a church for the first time. And in fact, it was up in your area, more in New Jersey at the time. And I was the lead singer and I got sick. I mean, I got very sick. I couldn't sing. I couldn't even stand, and I could hardly speak. So I had to miss the grand opening, and I was feeling miserable about it. And when everybody went out, they gave me this book to read called The Power in Praise. And it was actually by an evangelist named Merlin Carruthers. And the book explains the command that we were given to praise God in all things, even things we didn't like and even things we don't understand. And one idea struck me and has stayed with me, and that's about praising God in all things, not for all things. So I spent several hours that night just giving thanks for everything. And it was an amazing experience. And you could say I was a true child of the fire. I was fired up, certainly. And when the other members came home that night, they found me blissful. And the next week, I was invited to speak before a crowd. We had a large gathering of about 1,000 people. And the topic they gave me was power and praise. And then and there, I promised that whenever I got to speak in a new place, I would talk about this concept because it was so powerful. And I know it's not my first time speaking here, but in a way, this message kind of fits this month's theme of holy boldness and this week's theme of being fired up. Not too long ago, I realized that I could get fired up in the wrong way by doing just the opposite. And so I'm going to share that with you today. And it was about several years ago, and I was sitting on my comfortable purple wingback chair in my very peaceful green living room, and I was having a conversation with a business coach. And out of the mouth of the speakerphone, I distinctly heard him say, "Toni, all you ever do is complain. You've been doing nothing but complaining since the first time we started to work together. All I hear from you is complaint, complaint, complaint." That was a shock, to say the least. Not me. If you know the Enneagram at all, I'm clearly a 0.7. I'm one of the most positive people I know. I live fired up. It is my MO. And I also believe it's a wonderful world. Thanks, Deb. I love that song. And I truly live that way. I believe the universe is a friendly place. I see good in everything and everyone. Well, almost everyone. But for heaven's sake, ever since I read this Power and Praise and really got it, I even teach people to write gratitude journals, to live in appreciation, and to find positive aspects about every situation, to live boldly. And I'm always talking about focusing on the good. I do this for a living. So did he know who he was talking to? I quickly moved back away from the phone as if that could help what I was hearing. And then I decided then and there, he clearly hadn't heard anything I'd been saying all those months that we were working together. Surely he didn't understand me. He must have me mixed up with someone else, and I was not a happy camper. So I see complaining as the direct opposite of living boldly, of being in gratitude and praise. And that just wasn't an image I've ever held of myself. Then he went on to say to me, "It's subtle, Toni, but nevertheless, it's true. You never think that what you're doing is good enough. I've even noticed that some of the goals that you set, you're doing because you feel you're not enough. I call that constant complaint." Ooh. I didn't like what I was hearing one bit. I did what any high self-esteem person would have done at the moment. I ended the relationship with him. And then after spending several times, complaining about this coach to all of my friends, I then began to take a closer look at my life and what I was saying and thinking, albeit somewhat unconsciously. And so that's the lesson I want to share with all of you today. I know that CSL's theme this week is about being fired up. But if we're complaining at all, you can't be feeling and living fired up for the right things because you're too busy being annoyed and focused on what's wrong. So I'm going to suggest that we spend time this week beginning to notice, and I'm talking about subtle ways we complain in life, and make a commitment to letting go of all complaints. You all with me on this? So what do I mean by letting go of all complaints? That means the complaints you have about things not going your way, perhaps with the economy or the government. Yikes. Or maybe we should start with something easier, like complaining about our health, our neighbors, our job, our relationships, even our spiritual center, perhaps. The complaints you have about other people's stupidity or lack of insight, which simply means they don't think the way you do. The complaint that says, I wish I were somewhere else or doing something else. You know, whenever we aren't accepting what is exactly as it is, we're actually complaining. Distractions from any present moment are a way of our being ungrateful for what is. So whatever we fail to focus, when we fail to focus on what we're doing, we are in effect criticizing it because we're really wanting to do something else. I told you this was subtle. So what did you complain about last week or yesterday or maybe this morning? What we focus on increases. So when we complain, we're actually inviting the universe to give us more to complain about. So do you want to know God more and allow the perfect plan for your life to present itself to you? Do you want to live boldly? Then rather than complain about things as they are, begin to notice and to wonder about only what's right in your life and in all your affairs. You know, notice that whenever you start a conversation with criticism, everybody joins in. But if you start it with praise, the same thing happens. So that's a bold move. Try it this week. When you're in a conversation, if it's all going downhill, see what you can do to change it. Mrs. Jones was entertaining in a musical afternoon in her home, and there was the future was a great and a very well-known violinist. And when it was all over, everybody crowded around the musician. I got to be very frank with you, one of the guests said, I think your performance was terrible. Whew. Whereupon the hostess interposed, pay no attention to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He only repeats what he hears everyone else say. Find something to appreciate in everyone you know. And if you find yourself in a conversation today where others are complaining, that's when you can gently turn the tide to what is working. We get what we focus on in life. I do that frequently on the phone with friends when they're complaining about something. I listen for an appropriate amount of time, and then I say, tell me about what's working in your life. And it's amazing how people can shift. Do you want more wholeness in your physical body? Then start praising the evidence of life and health that you already have. And the divine intelligence within your cells will be encouraged to create even greater wholeness and well-being. Even our bodies respond more to love than to criticism. Do you want more prosperity? So begin to appreciate what you do have. Whatever resources you have, stop looking at what isn't there and look at what is instead. And you'll find what you have will multiply in new and creative ways. I remember once reading something, I think it was Forbes magazine. If we notice little pleasure as we notice little pains, if we quite forget our losses and remembered all our gains, if we looked for people's virtues and their faults refused to see, what a comfortable, happy, cheerful place this world would be. There's a story I once read about a Zen master named Sono, who taught one very simple method of enlightenment. She advised everyone who came to her to adopt an affirmation to be said many times a day under all conditions. You ready for the affirmation? It was, thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever. Say that with me. Thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever. Many people from all arenas of life came to Sono for healing, and some were in physical pain, and others were emotionally distraught, and some had financial troubles, and some were seeking soul's liberation. And no matter what the distress, excuse me, sorry, no matter what the distress or whatever questions they asked, her response was the same. Say it with me. Thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever. And some people went away disappointed. Others grew angry and others tried to argue with her. And yet some people took her suggestion to heart and began to practice it. And tradition tells us that everyone who practiced Sono's mantra found peace and healing. Again, thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever. Can you imagine how fired up and bold life would be if we simply dropped complaints? It's a radical proposal. Most of us have been trained to question, analyze, and criticize everything we see. I'm sorry. I just grabbed some water. Sorry about that. Okay. I used to teach critical thinking, and it's an important skill to master. But I found after a while, I guess we should say thank you for everything at the moment, even coughing. So, I found after a while, I was more easily noticing what was wrong with things than what was right. And am I the only one who does that, or can anybody else see that in themselves? I think certain personalities we tend to look at, it's good. So we question, analyze, criticize ourselves especially, and then we miss out on joy, which I believe is the only true measure of success. Try it again. Thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever. And maybe there's a voice inside of you objecting, but if I don't complain, people would walk all over me. And if we stopped complaining about our government, terrorists would crash airplanes into buildings. The Supreme Court would make some awful rules, and selfish opportunities would genetically manipulate our food, and all kinds of new viruses would creep into our life. And okay, got it. Thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever. And when we're truly living that, we can't help but experience gratitude and wonder. And the next step after feeling gratitude is acting out of gratitude, which is truly acting in service. And I'd like to suggest this week that you consider the organizations or the people that you complain about, and then ask, how can I serve those very people and organizations? Have you ever found yourself saying things like, this needs to be done? Why isn't anyone doing X? What in your life do you believe should be happening? And what are you doing about it? Listen to how often we say things like, he should be doing, or we need to. If you've said that or thought that, I want to share with you what Emma Curtis Hopkins, one of my favorite mystics and spiritual teacher, once said. If an idea comes to you about what needs to be done, it is yours to do. Ooh, say that again, Toni. If an idea comes to you about what needs to be done, it's yours to do. So whenever you're complaining, it's really your intuitive voice calling you to be bold, to serve. How's that for a reframe? I have a favorite poem about this I'm going to share with you, and you might have heard it, but I love this. It goes, there once were 4 people named everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. An important job had to be done. Everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job. And everybody thought anybody could do it and that somebody would do it. But nobody realized that everybody thought somebody would do it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have done. So, my favorite, no complaints. And if you do complain, because you might, ask instead, how can I serve? And find things to wonder about and to appreciate. And appreciation is seeing what I'm looking at through the eyes of Source, of God who loves its creation, all of it. You could walk down the street and other people see things to criticize. But when you're in that vibration of appreciation, you wouldn't see it because you're seeing as God does. So I invite you to start making lists of the positive aspects of the people and the situations in your life. You might even give them or send them to the people you're writing about. H.T. Webster, who was a newspaper cartoonist, amused himself one summer day by sending telegrams to 20 acquaintances selected at random, and each message contained one word: congratulations. And as far as he knew, not one of them had done anything in particular to be congratulated on, but each took the message as a matter of course and wrote him a letter of thanks. Every one of them had done something that he himself regarded as clever and worthy of a congratulatory telegram. So, if you were going to die soon and had only one phone call you could make, who would you call and what would you say? And why are you waiting? So I'm inviting us all to spend this next week finding people and things we could appreciate. Commit to letting go of all complaints. One more time. Thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever. Look for reasons to feel good. Focus on your favorite things. Look for the things you like and don't give attention to anything else. Get truly fired up about the right things in life. I think you'll find that thank you is the only prayer you'll need. Let's pray that now. In knowing source of all, source of gratitude. Creator, everything good, everything right, all love, all peace, all harmony, all peace. And I am one with God. And this very moment, I can let go of anything, any situation that I think should be different, and truly acknowledge what is this moment. This is good. As good. I acknowledge every person in my life and every situation. And truly believe and know that I can say thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever. And so I begin to see my world with wonder, with gratitude, with peace. I open myself to be a vehicle of the light of its present in our world. I choose to live. Thank you. And yes, I release not only this, but I release all thought of anything that I may be complaining about. And instead, just simply say, thank you. And so it is.
So beautiful. Thank you, Reverend Toni. Thank you really is the ultimate prayer, isn't it? So at Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore, we practice conscious living, also known as dana. In Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism, dana is the practice of cultivating generosity. It can also take the form of giving to those in need, giving to a community, or giving to where you are fed spiritually. As we gather today in the spirit of love and we are mindful of the profound impact of conscious giving, dana. As we give, we receive. There are a few ways to practice conscious giving and your support of Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore. You will find them on the donate page on our website using PayPal, Givelify, or text. We will also put the website link in our chat. So together as a community, let us declare our financial wealth and abundance together. I joyfully, consciously, and gratefully participate in the law of circulation. I trust in the spiritual principle that says, as I sow into my beloved community, I demonstrate my awareness of standing not only in the flow, but as the flow itself. As I sow of myself, my time, my treasure, my talent, I demonstrate my support and engagement in my community's vision, mission, and purpose. I actively give as a demonstration of manifesting, of reaping the harvest of a world that works for all. Thank you for all your support. And now we'll have a final song from our amazing Deb. Thank you, Deb.
Thank you all for having me today. I really love being with you. And like my first song, Child of the Fire, this is a song I wrote a few years ago that goes perfectly with Reverend Toni's message. So take this home with you. Thank you. Thank you. It's the only prayer I need. Thank you. I'll say thank you in every word and deed, and with every breath of gratitude for all I'm about to receive. I say thank you for the power to believe. I was asleep, lost in a dream, alone and living without love, without peace, consumed with hunger and doubt. Then with words of grace I awakened, and reality returned. Every word reminding me of the truth I now affirm. Thank you, thank you. It's the only prayer I need. Thank you, I'll say thank you in every word and deed, and with every breath of gratitude for all I'm about to receive. I say thank you for the power to believe. one life, the one mind whose goodness flows through me, removing all my doubt and fear, restoring my sanity. And as much as I believe this truth, so shall its goodness flow, as much for you as it does for me, as faith will surely show. Thank you, thank you, it's the only prayer I need. Thank you, I'll say thank you in every word and deed, and with every breath of gratitude for all I'm about to receive. I say thank you for the power to believe. I relax and trust in the sacred love that shows my heart the way. I am living proof that miracles happen every day. I say thank you, it's the only prayer I need. Thank you, I say thank you in every word and deed, and with every breath of gratitude for all I'm about to receive. I say thank you for the power to believe. I'll say thank you for the power. Thank you for the power. Thank you is the only prayer I need. Thank you all so much.
Ah, that is fabulous. I want a copy of that song. I want to listen to that every morning before I get out of bed. Awesome. Yes, thank you is the only prayer we need. And thank you again, Rev Toni, for your message today. Ah, beautiful, Deb, just beautiful. So we have a lot of exciting things happening here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore. You can join us every first and third Sunday in person, and it's we share space with the Children's Chorus of Maryland, which is in Towson. It's 320 East Towsontown Boulevard at the terrace level of the Cranston building. So when you're driving down that road, go to the far end of the parking lot, go to the other end of the building when you're driving down, and then the terrace level entrance is on that far side. And also every Wednesday we have is Wednesday Oasis from 6:30 to 7:30 on Zoom. We have inspirational talks and exercises for us to join together. Some like a midweek pick-me-up and like a meditation. It's always a treat. So the space is a respite and a sanctuary for that hour, and all are welcome. So you can find that link, by the way, on our website under classes and events. We do still have some blessing bags. So when you come, if you come in person, you can still pick up some blessing bags and make a donation to Robin regarding any of those items in those bags. It's been a really fulfilling experience to give these bags out to members of our community in need. So thank you again, Robin, for spearheading that whole project. It's been a beautiful experience. Save the date. And coming up on October 5th, we are hosting a Peace and Wellness Festival on, again, October 5th from 11 to 5. It's going to be at the Ruscombe Mansion Community Health Center. And so you can also visit our website, cslgreaterbaltimore.org/events for updates on our events, to sign up for our newsletter and for other ways to keep up with what's happening. So thank you as our final prayer, and prayer works. So we practice spiritual mind treatment, also known as affirmative prayer, as a community. We continue to treat and move our feet, knowing the truth for ourselves, our community, and our global family. If you would like a miracle in a minute, right here after our service, there's a practitioner waiting for you in the Zoom room. You can put that in the chat. You'll be placed in a private breakout room. And you can also, if you'd also like to have, you can submit prayer requests on our website via email, info@cslgreaterbaltimore.org. So amen, ashe, and so it is. So again, thank you everyone for joining us today. If you're watching at another time, we thank you and honor your presence. And I'm really going to be taking personally this thank you prayer into my day, Deb's uplifting music. And we'll be noticing anytime a hint of a complaint coming out, I'm going to be asking myself, how can I be of service in this way? So we'll now have a closing prayer, and I think Deb will be providing some music to accompany that. Come on back, Mary.
This is what I know. I know that we are a community full of light and love and all fired up. We are just so grateful for having Reverend Toni LaMotta with us today, and Deb just firing us, just learning about positivity in a new way, and just letting go of complaint and taking on the whole concept of thanksgiving, of praise, praising God for all that comes our way. So we are going to take this into our week, into our month and year, and reminding each other to give up complaining and see with love, see with forgiveness. It has been a joy and a real honor to be here today, to be so inspired by our talk, by Reverend Toni's talk, and to have Deb's glorious music just so affirmatively inspiring us. So it is with great joy, with great love, fired up, with enthusiasm for the message and the challenge that we have going forth to be positive. And I will read it, I have to cement this in. Thank you for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever. So it is with great thanksgiving, great joy, love, I release this prayer knowing it is done. We are ready to go forth this week with love, joy, and thanksgiving. I close with saying amen, ashe, and so it is. Love you all. Have a great week.